Hello, I'm FGX and this is QnA Saturday, the weekly series where I answer your questions which have been asked on the previous week's QnA Saturday video. This is a fun once-a-week opportunity to have a back and forth regarding your biggest questions about life, the universe, and of course Minecraft updates. And being primarily a Minecraft channel, you can imagine that most of the questions we get tend to be about Minecraft in some way, with maybe another 30% of questions or so being about myself or life, the universe, etc. And some people get really mad when we answer those, personal questions. There's a very tiny minority of people who say, no, Toycat, you should only talk about Minecraft. I'm not subscribed for you. I'm subscribed for the Minecraft in the background. You're just a robot who talks over and tells me about the Minecraft things. And for those people, we have this week's Q&A where we only answer questions purely about Minecraft. We're not going to deviate from Minecraft in the slightest. So we're going to start this first question, which comes in from Griff Nintendo, who says, Q&A, how many different versions of Minecraft do you own? And I think this is a terrible question because you're asking my status of the ownerships of these versions. So instead of saying what versions of the game I own, I'll just list versions in a random order. Minecraft Bedrock, Minecraft Java, Minecraft PlayStation 4, Minecraft Xbox 360. I was tempted to do that all day, but I actually do own all of the versions I just mentioned, as well as the Switch, which is kind of just another Bedrock platform, as well as on my Android phone, which is kind of another Bedrock platform. I have Minecraft iOS on my iPad. It's a iOS tablet, of course. And the interesting thing about that is I haven't updated it since I want to say like 0.12 or something. So yeah, in a while I can come back to that and be like, oh, here's 0.12 running on iOS, because I don't think there's any easy way to otherwise sideload those sorts of things. Maybe if you jailbreak, you'd be able to get that. But anyway, yeah, I think it'd be fun to go back to that sometime. I own a lot of versions of Minecraft because, again, I like playing Minecraft in a lot of places. And the cool thing about Minecraft Bedrock is if you do set up a realm, you can play the same world in all those places. So if I know that I'm going somewhere where I can only play on the Switch, I transfer my Let's Play world, or I transfer whatever world onto my realm, and then I can play it on my phone, on my Switch, and on my Xbox all at the same time. It's really great stuff. I 100% do recommend it. But to answer the question directly, I have one Java edition, obviously. There's no, multiple Java editions. I believe it's 5 different Minecraft Bedrock platforms: the PC, the Xbox, the Switch, iOS, and Android. And then I have 5 or 6 console edition platforms, even for consoles that I don't really keep around anymore, like the Wii U edition, the 360 edition, the PlayStation 4 edition, the Switch edition, and of course the Xbox One edition. It's a lot of Minecraft, I know. It's maybe even too much Minecraft. But you know what? We're not talking about me today. We're talking about Minecraft with this second question, which comes in from Beta Man, who says, are you happy with the direction of Minecraft updates and the features being added? And, sadly, this is just too much opinion for me to go into. I think what people much prefer is if I just listed Minecraft updates and then said the features in them. So 1.14, Village and Pillage. 1.13, Update Aquatic. 1.12, World of Colors update, maybe? But no, yeah, I think the last 3 updates have all kind of nailed it, right? 1.12 was a colorful update. It wasn't a huge update, but it did what it did really well. 1.13 was a big update, and it was pretty well liked by most people. 1.14, or 1.11 if you're on Bedrock, it seems as though it's just a universally liked update. I've seen very minimal criticism. The only thing I've seen is oh yeah, when you transferred existing worlds over, you had to retrain the villagers, and that wasn't really clearly conveyed. But besides that, I've seen very little criticism, just pure oh, villagers are better now, that's really cool. And yeah, I think in general, I think the direction of Minecraft updates is definitely on an upward swing, and I really hope that that continues in the future. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, but let's move into the next one, which comes in from General Delogu, who says, what may occur if the cave update is completely shot down by Mojang? And as you all know, the cave update has not been discussed by Mojang yet, and therefore we will not discuss it in this video. Thank you for asking your question, very good. See, there you go, there's your Minecraft roboty response. But yeah, if the cave update, let's say at the 10-year anniversary, which they probably wouldn't do it there, but let's say that, Jeb or, Dinnerbone or someone just says on Twitter, hey, yeah, cave update's stupid, we're never going to update caves. Caves are perfect as they are, you fools. If they say something to the effect of, yeah, we don't think the next update or even the next update should be a cave update, I do know that eventually caves will be updated, just because the fact that they've said, yeah, Minecraft is, 10 years old now. There's a lot of things that were put in there, back in the first year or two that, really were only just, meant to be placeholders, but are here 8 years later. They definitely want to rework pretty much everything in Minecraft, and that would definitely eventually include caves. So if they shoot down cave updates 1.15, which they won't, I've got $1,000 bet on it, and we'll see how that goes. But if they do shoot that idea down, that sucks. But I do think we'll see it come back eventually in a future update. So yeah, with that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from David Daniels, who says, Q&A Toycat, do you think that 1.14 was rushed out? Some major features such as jungle and swamp villages were never added. And to answer this one, 1.14 came out on the 23rd of May and was not rushed out. It came out on the exact day that it did come out, and jungle villages and swamp villages were never intended to be added. So to actually answer it, so jungle villages and swamp villages actually weren't ever intended, apparently. That's the official story, and I guess until we, without anything better, we just have to kind of blindly accept that, like, oh yeah, they didn't intend to add those villages, they just have them in there for no real good reason besides your own thing. And only 2 types of villages seems really weird, but I guess it's just what we have to accept. But yeah, basically, with regards to was 1.14 rushed, I think it was, but in a good way. I think, especially in the Java edition, like, you can argue different things of Bedrock, because, 1.10 was rushed in a bad way, 1.11 seemed to be rushed in a way that's mostly working. But yeah, the Village and Pillage update definitely clearly had, like, a last stretch where they're like, oh god, what are we going to do? Let's just release this as soon as we can. But I think it worked for the betterment. I think a lot of people think rushed is a bad thing. I think incomplete is bad. I think rushed is good, right? Like, if you want something, you generally want it earlier, as long as it can also be guaranteed to be good. The issue is that when you rush things, you often get things which are incomplete or unpolished or whatever. But yeah, if you don't know, most of, I think it's like been said that, like, most of game development is done during the crunch time. It's like the worst time to be a developer, but that's where a lot of the stuff gets done. So when they decided, like, oh, we've got to release by the end of this month, they probably started working a lot harder on the update, and it seems as though it showed. And yeah, I don't want to, like, dive into the whole issues of, like, well, is it a good thing to work extra hard, or should they have just worked less hard over a period of, twice as long? That's like the endless debate you can have over any product or thing that's ever been produced anywhere. But it is something where, like, 1.14 probably was rushed, but if it was the good type of rushed, and therefore it shouldn't be slated for that. Because yeah, I think they updated everything they wanted to, or that they said they wanted to, and that's kind of that. Anyway, with that said, let's move to the next question, which comes in from Winter is Over, sad face. I mean, it's called a smiley, but it's a sad smiley, which is the opposite of sad. They turned that smile upside dial. Anyway, with that said, they asked, are you in favor of combining all 3 versions of the game? There are 3 separate versions of Minecraft, and they cannot be combined. That's the answer to this question. Did you enjoy that? You enjoying this? You people who like Minecraft only, no opinions, no analysis, no thoughts, no personality. Did you enjoy that? I bet you didn't. Anyway, so I remember when it was first announced at Minecon 2015, which I think was the second to last Minecon they ever did. They were just like, oh yeah, we're eventually going to have it so that Minecraft Pocket Edition and Minecraft Xbox will have cross-platform game that'll eventually be almost the same version. And it's like, oh, that sounds like a really good thing. And if we said the same right now, imagine if Minecraft PS4, Minecraft Java, and Minecraft Bedrock were all exactly the same, they could all play together. What that realistically just means is that means having all 3 versions of the game be the same version. Like, porting over, it would be Minecraft Bedrock to all 3, because you can't port Java onto consoles and phones and stuff. Well, I mean, phones run on Java, but that's a whole separate thing. But, like, the language of Minecraft Bedrock is the one most capable to be ported everywhere. And although the inevitable future is the fact that Bedrock is going to be the version of the game that lasts, the 30, 40, 50, maybe 100 years that Minecraft wants to last. Obviously, PlayStation 4 has the same life cycle as a PlayStation 4, and maybe even shorter, because obviously, crossplay is technically happening, although not for Minecraft right now. But like, that's a thing that could make it even shorter. Like, Minecraft PlayStation 4 is going to be combining into that version of the game, but I don't think Bedrock and Java will ever fully combine. I don't think there'll be a moment where they're like, oh yeah, it's exactly the same, because even to this day, it's something I've been researching for something recently. It's like a big list of research. The differences between Bedrock and Java are still so huge, and some of it's just fundamental. Like, the redstone on Java, for instance, has to be different than the redstone on Bedrock. The performance on Bedrock has to be better than the performance on Java, because it just, it's so much better optimized in some ways and, worse in others, you could argue. But the fact that you can get render distance like 10 times as many chunks on Bedrock because the game is optimized differently, these sorts of things you wouldn't really be easily able to fix, because they're just such different, they look the same on the outside, but they're fundamentally different games that just have the same features. It's weird, because we've never seen this in the history of like gaming, really, where there's 2 games being developed simultaneously by the same company that are basically the same while being entirely different. It's weird stuff. It's a cool future we live in, but it's also I wouldn't say I'm in favor of combining the 3, because we'll eventually have 2 anyway, and then you don't really want to combine those. Anyway, that said, let's move into the next question, which comes in from Beast Mode Pig 69, who says, do a no drinking run, and then the little okay hand. And to answer this one, you don't need to drink in Minecraft, so everyone does a no drinking run all the time, unless you drink potions. But yeah, this is something I figure we should go through, because a lot of people have been asking, like, hey Toycat, like, how about every time you take damage, you have to, I don't know, like, take a drink, take a shot or whatever. And although, like, like, for the most part, I think, like, drinking and streaming aren't things I really intend to combine. I don't think most people want it. I think there's, like, lots of probable downsides to YouTube doing it. I do think one time what would be fun is, like, I don't know, like, maybe going scientific with it. Like, okay, you know, I've never drunk and played Minecraft, like, just by pure coincidence. Wouldn't it be fun if we did, like, some stream where every 10 minutes you can, like, see the intoxication level, you know, increase? I'd love to go scientific and see, like, at what point do I stop playing Minecraft like a functional human being? Is it an hour in? Is it an hour and a half in? Is it 2 hours in? Are my Minecraft abilities unaffected by alcohol? These are the questions I'd love to, like, ask and answer. And yeah, that's a thing. I guess it'll probably be sometime near my birthday, because, you know, it's people are gonna be like, oh yeah, drinking's real bad though, Toy Cat. And you know, that's fine for a lot of people in a lot of countries. It is real bad. However, I feel like on your birthday, everyone gets an exemption from, you know, like, morality and stuff like that. So you better believe that's what's happening maybe in a couple months. I think it'd be a fun scientific experiment. But speaking of scientific experiments, Gamer Games asks, in some of your videos, you stop mid-sentence and say it over again. Were those meant to be edited out, or did you leave them in the video on purpose? So in my Minecraft videos, I sometimes do over talk on myself. Like, I'll say something and then I'll say the same thing again at the start of the next sentence. Usually what I do this for is so if I didn't like the way I said the info sentence or something like that, I can cut in the other part and just kind of cut it in there. But sometimes I make the mistake because I'm editing real fast, or you know, there's just mistakes can be made basically. Those are usually mistakes, but I totally want to pretend it right now that, like, oh no, I say the sentence again for emphasis. Not a mistake at all, Gamer Games. I'll have you know I'm a flawless human being who has never made any of those. And now that we know that, and we've gotten that out of the way, let's move into the next question, which comes in from Owen Brewster, who says, your huge mistake was not talking about the cave update enough. I mean, like, if it turns out, if we learn about the new next update at Minecon Earth this year, which is, it looks like when we've been most likely to learn about it, if we learn about that next new update and it's not a cave update, all I will know is it's my personal fault. We didn't talk about the cave update enough. You're right, that's the one thing we need to do. We need to talk about the cave update more. We need to say the words cave and then update more and more and more times, because that's a thing that Minecraft totally needs. By the way, let's move to the last question now, which comes in from Lack, who says, opinions on being enrolled in the beta. Do you think it's better to wait for features or join the beta and experience the features while they're still buggy? So yeah, if you don't know, a beta came out in the last week, and I don't really talk about betas anymore, and there's a lot of reasons for that I figured this question would be a good example to dive into that for. So the first reason is that most people can't access the betas even if they want to. So Minecraft iOS players, for instance, no betas. Minecraft Switch players, no betas. There's a whole host of platforms, unless you're on Android, I think it's Xbox and Windows 10. Those are the platforms of betas. Everyone else is kind of left without them, which, I mean, first of all means that, like, beta Minecraft is always a niche version of the game. It's a niche off a version of Minecraft. The second issue is Minecraft betas aren't like, you know, snapshots where it's like, oh yeah, here's what we're currently working on. Minecraft betas are what they were working on maybe a month ago. This is why we often see the new Minecraft beta before the update before that. Like, we saw the 1.12 beta before 1.11. We'll see the 1.13 beta before 1.12 comes out. This is a problem because it means it's tricky to work out what beta you're even following. Like, and it's also an issue because it means that you never get updated to the next version of Minecraft. If you're in the 1.11 beta, you don't finish that beta by going to 1.11. You go straight into beta 1.12, and then 1.11 comes out for those normal people. And this means that because the final version of the update might have things that the last beta did not, there are features you're actually missing out on. You know, stuff like the new menu screen's never been updated, right? But there are some small features you'll often miss out on in the betas because the main versions have them, but the betas don't. And to me, it's just like, there's so many downsides to betas. I don't want to, like, promote people to go to them because that plus the fact that your world is at slightly more risk. If you have a survival world you care about, which a lot of people who follow me do, to me, it doesn't make sense anymore to be in the beta. Like, you know, it's fine if you want to do it because you want to experience features a little early, but I would say if you want new Minecraft features, updates come out every 2 months now anyway. Wait for those, you'll get them polished, you'll get them mostly finished, and yeah, it's generally a better experience, and that's why I mostly cover updates as they come out. I cover very interesting betas that have brand new features because that's a big thing, but like the latest beta, it was another bug fix. The beta before that was mostly technical features. And yeah, the reason I don't cover these things on the channel is because I don't think they're as interesting as they used to be, and also I don't recommend people go through them, and that's why I'm always playing the standard version of Minecraft for my Let's Play world. I have my Windows 10 switch back and forth between beta and not, but yeah, I think betas are a useful thing if you want to provide feedback for the future of the game and maybe iron out bugs before they come out. But I think if you just want to experience new features, in the same way I don't usually recommend snapshots because they're just like, again, I think experiencing one feature per week is worse than experiencing a huge batch of features every, you know, 2 to 6 months. And yeah, that's why I generally don't recommend the beta. But that is just my opinion. I'd love to know all of yours in the comments down below. No, I wouldn't. I'm lying. Don't tell me your opinions. They're terrible. But yeah, also what you should do is leave a question if you have a Q&A Saturday question for next week, because I'll be answering from the comment section of this video, as we always do. And just to keep things interesting, maybe we'll reverse this and only answer questions not about Minecraft, like personal questions only, Toy Cat questions only, questions about life, the universe, and not Minecraft updates. So if you have any questions about those things, leave them in the comments down below. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all enjoyed seeing me build a mega barrel in Minecraft, and I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.